You're now listening to No Gimmicks.
No Gimmicks Podcast, and we bring it to you. Every time we turn live, man, you know it's the truth. Every after show, moving down, this the time to move around. No Gimmicks Podcast is going down. Every night, every time in the ring, this is the time for No Gimmicks, know we doing our thing. What's your state of mind? State of mind. Moving down a statement when we take the line. This is exactly wrestling the state design. When you see Stone Cold like me, with the stunner in the world, exactly, man, what we bring. Every night we move like Brock Lesnar, the F5, no gimmicks. We take you to your limit, what's the feeling? When we live in the air, you know we on, that's the time. Guarantee we move, you know how we respond. The state design when we feel it. Moving down, what's the healing? You know, gimmicks is the feeling.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Gimmicks Podcast here on the DFPN. And listen, a lot of news got broke. A lot of things in the wrestling world have been changing. But the one thing that never changes is that No Gimmicks is the podcast. The No Gimmicks on the DFPN is the podcast that you should absolutely be tuned into. Joining me now is the guy that helped me start it all. My co-host, Frank D. Vader. What's up, bro?
What's up with it, man?
Listen, man, like I said, a lot of things have changed in the world of pro wrestling, which we're opportunists. I like to think that we're opportunists. I think that creates a lane for No Gimmicks. So one of the things that we've been working on here is establishing an independent presence. But one of our bread and butter is talking to majors. So good to have you back, my friend, and good to have you back steering the ship. Welcome back.
The extrusity.
Yes.
Correct. That's what the warrior said. What? Goddamn, pal, what does that mean?
I don't know.
Yeah. No. It is good to be back here on the No Gimmicks Podcast. The No Gimmicks Podcast. Accept no invitations. We are the originators right here, D Vader. You know what I'm saying? We are back in the saddle. We had to get back on that horse and ride in public, if you will.
Yeah.
We got SummerSlam, bro. A lot of things have changed. Is it just me, or is like WWE not firing on all cylinders? Like, what is going on here, bro? Like, I don't get it. And I don't really keep up with it like that, to be honest. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Respectfully, I don't keep up with it like that. So I'm not one of these people that Triple H, Triple K is talking about. I don't get it. Pendulum swings. I don't I don't get it, bro. Like, if you know, I hear the saying from Triple K to just be a fan. You know, like, be a fan, like, you know, shut up and just be a fan. Don't talk about it. Don't be a critic, whatever, whooping on that. You know, hey, listen, bro, like, if, you know, Batman comes out, you're not supposed to talk about how it sucked. You're just supposed to go spend your money and like it. You know what I'm saying? If you know, you go to Disneyland, oh, it doesn't matter that, you know, the place had, you know, poor plumbing and there was shit all over the ground. No, you shut up. And you pay, you know, Josh Tomorrow and all the bigwigs over at the C-suite. You pay them that money. You shut up. All right? When it comes to the whip, when it comes to the WWFE, okay? You shut the fuck up. And enjoy the show. Enjoy CM Punk, okay, as your champion. Enjoy the man that says, "Don't bother me in public, baby. Oh, don't bother me. I don't care if you're no little kid. I don't take no picture with you. Fuck out of here. I'm a mad dog. You sat at my hotel. Stay away from me. I won't be no, no. I don't want to do that. Even though, I was the voice of the voiceless, but that was just a gimmick that y'all marks fell for it. If you will. If you will.
No, Sami Zayn cut a promo on SmackDown last night that kind of was the truth.
Wait. Is this the same Sami Zayn that cut a promo where he was like trying to act like he was black?
Oh,
is that are you talking about that promo where he was out there like I don't know, he was acting like he was
funny?
like he was,
know what's funny
he's acting
about
like
that?
he was black and boop de whoop de whoop and all that and yada 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 and whoop de whoop and everybody around him who I didn't see no blacks around, but everybody thought it was funny. Are we talking about that promo or are you talking about something else?
You know what's funny about that? When it happened, nobody really gave it any mind. That's the wild part about it.
No, I'm gonna tell you right quick, bro. I don't mean to cut you off, but I gotta tell you something. My man, Dietrich Davis, New Wrestling World Order. He brought this to light because I didn't know anything about it, bro.
I knew about it
the other day. I didn't know nothing about it because I ain't really into Zayn like that. So I didn't know nothing about it. So when you said he cut a promo, I'm like, oh, you must be talking about that promo. But I guess you're talking about something else.
No,
so you must be talking. You talking about some WWE stuff, huh?
Yeah. So he talked about Punk, and the way he talked about him, it was on some "you live long enough to see yourself become the villain" type thing, which it was true because Punk was the one talking about like, I'm not main event WrestleMania, and I want my face on cups, ice cream bars, and all this stuff. Right? He has it now. You know what I'm saying? He has it. You became corporate. So you gotta deal with these consequences, bro. Like you ain't gonna be the under, and that's the thing. You won't be the underdog forever. It's how you handle being on top. And I think for as much as CM Punk spent his time like trying to take out the big dog and trying to not be a corporate shill, he kind of had to become that because this was your last ride, bro. Like whether you want to say that or not, you going back to the WWE was, if this don't work out, this might be it. You know what I mean? So you got to play the game. You got to.
Do you see that evil look on my face? So let me tell you something about that. Okay. Once again, I got to give a shout out to my man Dietrich Davis because he put it out there the other day. CM Punk is being exactly who he has always been, exactly who he always wanted to be. Yeah, that's what he is now. He is that guy. No different than Howard Stern. What Howard Stern is now. It's no different. Howard always wanted to be in one of the elites. He says, fuck the guys that got me to where I was, the blue collar worker that used to listen to all my shit when I used to, deprave women and everything else back in the day on my show. Misogynistic behavior and all this other bullshit. That is what Punk is now. Punk is the politician. Punk Hogan is what I call him. Okay? That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? Now, me personally, I'm not a fan of Punk. Never really got into anything about him. And how I hear he treats people. That's why I don't fuck with him. Because at the end of the day, this is what you got to worry about. You got to worry about when they no longer want to take a picture with you. When they no longer want your autograph. That's when you need to worry. And a lot of celebrities don't understand that. That's why a lot of them have to go to the convention circuit when your career runs out because you have nothing left. So, like New Jack said, you living up there right now, but one of these days, bro, you're gonna be on that indie circuit. And you're gonna see what it is.
And that's the wild part.
So humble yourself.
Yes. But let me ask you. Here's a sensible question, and I gotta ask it because it seems like when people get in these positions, like this is what they work for, right? So when they finally get it, is it a case of them finally attaining it, or could it be seen as them turning their back on everything that that made them what they are. Because yeah, you need people to prop you up and get you there, and then you finally get there.
Is this so?
Do you take
so?
Is it not taking the people along on the ride with you, or is it I got my goal and I don't need what got me here anymore?
It's I got my goal. I don't need what got me here anymore. I'm no longer hungry. I'm the man now. I don't need you little people anymore.
Wow.
I'm not the voice of the voiceless anymore. That's what I take from that. But see, Punk he's always been that way. And I will say this: there are some people out there that are just fucking retarded. That just want to go to the airports and shit and stalk the wrestlers and all that. Okay, I get that part.
I don't get
and
that.
the autograph hounds and all that
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, first of all, I am not going to be the type of dude that's going to be following around another dude for him to sign something for me or take a punk ass picture or whatever. I ain't doing none of that shit. That's some Mark Ho shit, bro. I'm not doing all that. I'm not following around. I'm not following around some woman to do those shit like I'm some stalking ass pussy motherfucker. Like I'm gonna go walk around and be like, oh my god, can I get a picture with Rhea Ripley? I don't give a fuck about none of that, bro. Maybe I'm on a different level, a different lane than everybody else because I'm not starstruck.
No,
like that.
there's plenty of people.
I'm not with that. Yeah,
there's plenty of people that think like that. I'm one of those people. I'm not
with it.
If I gotta sit at the airport for 12 fucking hours to get an autograph, no, bro, that's too far.
Well, first of all, it's that part, but then you stalking the hotels that they're at and all this other dumbass shit.
Finding out.
I don't agree with that. If you at the venue. Well, first of all, what kind of mark hangs out at the back where they come in at and shit, bro? Like, I don't understand that. That's just me. You know what,
bro?
I'm just a dude that buys a ticket. Well, I ain't gonna say that because I don't even go to shit anymore. They're coming to San I'm not going. But here's the thing. I see people do that, man. They'll go up there and they'll be like, "Oh my god, let's hang out after the show and see if we can get a picture with somebody." Like, how fucking desperate are you, man? Like,
yeah, it's wild.
Like
hanging out in the dock areas where
like
arenas,
who does that? And then
wild.
a lot of them will use their kids to do shit. So I kind of understand Punk's point on some of it, but then at the end of the day, bro, if you got a little kid there, a little Johnny, you know what I mean? Don't mean mug a kid, bro, because that's what I heard you did. You mean mug the fucking kid. What's wrong with you, my nigga? You mean mug the kid.
Yeah.
Like who does that's some punk ass shit right there. You mean mugging that fucking kid, and you mean mugging a kid, bro. All right, and yet you're supposed to be a liberal and loving. Fuck out of here.
Regardless, bro, it's like there's a way to treat people, and
that's what I'm saying. You treat people the way you want to be treated. Now he says, "Well, if people," and I see these videos on IG of the meet and greets at Fanatics and all that. Yeah, he's gonna fucking be cool with you a little bit. But he's in public and you fucking spend all his fucking money to go see the motherfucker. So yeah, he gonna show you a little bit of attention, but I've seen when people come up there and have him sign shit, he barely whatever and sign his shit and go. It's worse than the damn Signing Brothers when you gonna meet one of them.
Yeah. Now I actually met Punk right after he left WWE the first time. This was in like 2014, I believe. Yeah. I met him at San Diego Comic-Con. He was actually really cool outside of that, but again, it's in public. I've never met him in a place where he was actually staying. I don't think like that, but I can imagine my philosophy is if I'm traveling or if I'm staying somewhere and I see one of these people, I leave them alone, generally. I know who you are. I'm just not going to approach you because I'm doing the same thing you are. And if I'm trying to get somewhere and I don't want to be bothered because I'm looking for gates, I know I have limited time to get to my airplane because that's how they roll now. You have about 30 minutes to get off one airplane to get to another one if it's connecting. So if we're traveling and I know you got to be places, bro, I'm leaving you alone. I'll acknowledge, like, hey, what's up? You know what I mean? And keep it pushing. I'm not trying to come and approach you to get autographs.
I ain't gonna even do that, bro. Like you ain't like, no, I ain't gonna do that, man. Like, if you know what I'm saying, like, but it's just me, bro. I'm not even gonna do all that, man. Like I don't want to meet none of y'all.
No,
I don't want to meet you. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want none of that shit. I don't give a fuck about you.
Like me, I'll ignore. Hey, what's up, man? Fan, huge fan. Keep it pushing. I ain't trying.
but
Can I please get an autograph? Nah, bro. Like, nah. We traveling, bro.
Why do I want somebody's signature, bro?
Why do I even have this stuff with me if I'm traveling, bro? Like,
That's
why?
what I'm saying. Like I'm not with it. But that's just me. I'm not with it, bro. Like I don't get it. I don't get why people do it. There's just they get so struck and celebrity struck, whatever. I don't understand it myself. Like that motherfucker bleed just like I do. That
Yep.
I mean, except he got a lot more money, more famous, and that's what it is. You feel me? Other than that, that's it. But guess what? You can't take it with you. So that's my thing.
Cannot.
You got to have that. Your legacy is only what you allowed to be. And if you have a legacy of where you are constantly disrespecting motherfuckers all the time, that shit's gonna follow you, and that's what people are gonna remember.
Yep.
Okay, it
Yep.
don't fucking matter. Hulk Hogan is dead, and the one thing out of all the shit that he did and the accomplishments that he did in his career, all the dirt that still comes back about him is the fucking racial shit and the politician shit he pulled, and it doesn't work for me, brother. That's all you hear about when it comes to Hulk Hogan. That's his legacy. That's the legacy of Hulk Hogan.
Unfortunately,
So, unfortunately, that's his legacy. But he did it to himself.
Yep.
Did it to himself.
Yep.
You know, he had opportunity to fix a lot of shit when he was here. He fucking
And
do it.
didn't.
You played.
And that was the thing. Like if Hulk Hogan would have just come out and apologized for most of that stuff, well, all of it really. If he would have come out and been like, yeah, it was the pressure was on, and when the pressure was on, like I behaved a certain way. My apology.
I don't think it would have been a genuine apology.
I don't think so either.
I don't honestly believe for 1 second, and I'm a NWO fan. I do not honestly believe for 1 second that he was sorry about a fucking thing that he said. I think he was sorry he got caught saying it. Because if you look back at this situation here, bruh, when your son fucking had that horrific fucking car crash when he fucking basically his friends on the life support for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
John Graziano was his name.
Mm-hmm.
What did they say at the jail? What did Hogan say at the jail when he went to see Nick? Oh, John must have had some bad karma, bro, for that to happen to him. He must have did some bad shit. That's that dude. That's the mentality. And the whole thing of, well, maybe we can do a reality show or something. That was the mentality of what they were talking
and
about.
And this ain't with the cameras on. This
ain't with the cameras on. This is a jailhouse conversation because they record all the calls. So that's what that was. That's Terry Bollea and Nick Bollea talking. Yep. So here's my thing on this. Am I a fan of what he did in the business? Absolutely. That's where I draw the line though with it. Because I know the dude outside of that. You know who I actually have a little bit more respect for lately? Warrior. Because I've seen some shit.
Bro.
I've seen some stuff with Warrior lately.
Yeah.
And I got more respect for Warrior, misunderstood type of dude. I actually have more respect for Warrior.
Yeah.
And then Warrior talked about he did this whole shoot on Hogan for it was like 53 minutes or some shit. And he talked about how he doesn't believe that Randy and Hulk made up like Hogan claimed he did before Randy passed away. And I kind of agree with that.
I agree with it too.
And I think that he said that Macho invited Hulk for a barbecue and Hogan was too good to go to a barbecue or some shit. And then he talked about, he made fun of that on his Hogan's and Friends tour where he was talking shit about that, like making fun of like, oh, he actually invited me to a barbecue, brother, or some shit. Like, okay, well, listen, if that's how it is, then that's how it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that leads me to somebody else I want to talk about right quick. So we on one. This is the return of the no gimmicks, and I'm on one today. I got my Sith on. Okay, so I'm on one now. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Go ahead.
In public. All right. Which one is better?
Oh,
We get this on the record. Hall or Nash?
So
Southern.
transparency. You asked me this offline.
That's what I said. I said we're getting on the record.
So my answer ain't changed. It's for me. Is out of the two is gonna be Hall. And funny, the day you asked me that question, a clip came up of him as Razor Ramon on the Jerry Springer show.
Yes, with the two kids that had
kids that had HIV. Yeah. That clip came up, and I was like, yeah, that cements it, bro. Like for him to go outside of that, and him as Razor Ramon was peak, bro, like peak. And for him to go on that show, do what he did, give the kid the Intercontinental Championship. And I think the story behind that is that it wasn't even planned. He just gave the kid the belt. Like, here.
Yeah, he had to wrestle in Anaheim that night at a house show. Yeah.
And like, here, take this belt, share it, but it's yours. And just that, bro. Outside the ring, and again, inside the ring, I think Hall is very underrated as far if we're talking like greatest of all time. I think he's very underrated. The moments that he's actually been a part of, influenced. Just one instance in particular. We talked about Hulk Hogan. Scott Hall influenced Hulk Hogan's turn.
Yes, he put the whole thing in motion.
Put the whole thing in motion.
It all was put in motion.
Yep.
Had Scott Hall. Well, let's go back further than that. What put that thing in motion was Scott Hall going to Vince McMahon about getting a raise.
Yep.
That's what put it in motion.
Put it all in motion.
Had Vince given Hall the money he wanted, Hall wouldn't have stayed at WWF. Never would have went to WCW.
That probably would have kept Nash.
Nash, I don't think Nash would have went either because they would have clicked.
Yep.
They were kind of running. They were running to WWF.
Yep.
So they never would have left. None of these things happen. I guarantee you, Hogan never goes heel because Hogan would have no reason to go. As long as he can go with this red and yellow bullshit, he's going to keep on doing it, and people will still tune in because Nitro was competitive before the NWO. They were competitive. They were going, back and forth. So if Scott Hall doesn't jump, none of this stuff happens. And me personally, I'm also going to say Scott Hall. I enjoyed Scott Hall more than I did Diesel.
Yeah, I agree with
Nash. That's what it is. I thought Hall was the better promo. I thought Hall was a better in-ring worker. Hall had just that oozing machismo shit was legit because that's what he did.
Bro.
He oozed it. Like the dude was cool. You know what I mean?
Like I think Hall was one of the first bad guys that I saw that it was cool. Like people booing them, but this motherfucker's cool as shit, bro.
Like, but see, here's the thing. That's too is where I'm going to give Kevin Nash credit as well. Because Kevin Nash as Diesel, when he made that turn after the 95 Survivor Series, after he lost the belt to Brett, when he started going to the trainer role, I think Nash became cool at that point. I didn't anything before that, I wasn't feeling it. Yeah. But when he made the turn, I can say that. And it's like, I'm not up here like, oh, okay, well, this is going to be a whole knock on Kevin Nash. No, I say I prefer, as far as the character, the influence, it is Scott Hall. Because just his mind for just how things went in just his matches,
how to make people feel stuff, bro.
Exactly, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And that's no slight on Kevin Nash. It's just the connection just wasn't there for me with Nash. I always thought Nash was kind of being like a pretender. Like Hall was the one.
Hall was legit. You could look at Hall like
legit.
This motherfucker's legit, bro.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now could Kevin Nash could he match that charisma? Yes, he could. Yep. Is Nash one of the best big men out there? That's debatable. Because I think Sid Vicious can give him a run for his money.
Oh,
I
most
think
definitely.
The Undertaker can give a run for his money.
Most
I think Yokozuna could give a run for the money.
I agree.
Before
And
he got big,
honestly,
before he got too big.
Yeah, I honestly think the thing that made me look at Nash differently is his feud with The Undertaker.
Yeah.
In the matches they had. Because I didn't see him in that light until him and The Undertaker crossed paths. And now I was like, oh, he's one of them. Like, he is one of them.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. When he made that turn in 95, when he turned after the feud with Brett, and then you saw the matches he did. I'll never forget one match Nash did. It was the match he had with Shawn Michaels, Good Friends, Better Enemies.
Yep.
That match there, it showed. I think what it comes down to is when Nash is motivated, when he was motivated to do something, he can pull out a great performance. We saw that with WrestleMania 12 with Undertaker. We saw that with Good Friends, Better Enemies. You saw when they were the outsiders. I mean, Hall would do a lot of the bulk of the match. But if you are into what you're doing, you're motivated, you're gonna get the best out of Kevin Nash.
Yeah.
So but as just personal preference, I prefer Scott Hall. But as a duo, the outsiders, I like the outsiders.
Yeah, like that. Absolutely. Absolutely agree with that.
Now, I'll throw Sean Waltman in there as well as the original, the Wolfpack, because I think Sean Waltman is very underrated. Although I interviewed the dude years ago, and that interview didn't go very well, in my opinion. It didn't go very well in my opinion. But that was in. This is now. So I think that he doesn't get enough credit for his what he did for the NWO. As you know, I think a lot of people thought that he didn't belong with them in the Hall of Fame. I beg to differ with that one. I think he did belong with them in the Hall of Fame as far as the NWO goes. Because I mean, look, dude, the guy you look at Hall and Nash going to WCW. They played off of the characters they did, but Scott Hall was already the Diamond Stud before this, and that was pretty much Razor Ramon without the accent.
Yeah,
but they played off of those WWF characters, and a lot of people don't get that Sean Waltman did the same shit. He played off the 1, 2, 3 kid by becoming 6. He did nothing different. He dressed the same, wore the same wrestling attire. They all played that shit well, and I don't think Sean Waltman gets enough credit for that. He's like one of the guys in the wrestling business that just don't get enough credit for what he was able to do in those years when it was not cool to be a cruiserweight. Yep. He was out there doing it.
Yep. Putting people on too.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point, man. That's a very good point. Because his work with the cruiserweights in there kind of leveled out the NWO. It really did.
Well, you had your workers there because it did. You had Hogan was the heavyweight. That would go for the heavyweight title. Yep. Hall and Nash were the tag champions. They would go for the tag belts. Sean Waltman would fill that cruiserweight role. They just need another guy there that would fill that U.S. TV title role. And I don't think they ever had that guy.
I don't think so either.
They never had that because the workhorse of the group, the two workhorses of the faction, out of all those guys in the NWO, the two workhorses were Scott Hall and Sean Waltman. Yep. That's where your two guys where you knew they were going to go out there. I mean, look at the feud that Waltman had with Eddie Guerrero. Look at the feud that Waltman had with Dean Malenko.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Look at the shit he did with Ric Flair. Like I said before, very, very underrated as far as what he did. But then coming over there, I mean, one of the big first shots from the Monday Night War of the WWF firing back at WCW was Sean Waltman. People say Mike Tyson. No, Sean Waltman coming back over and becoming X-Pac as far as DX. That was the big shot. Mike Tyson, yes, I'm not discrediting Mike Tyson, but that big shot was somebody defecting over because everybody always defected to them. Somebody was now defecting over to the WWF side. Yep. That was starting to turn the tide there.
When you build an army, you look to blood.
Yeah.
You look to the click.
Right. So.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Which Jim Ross talks about that in his book, which we were talking about this offline.
Yep.
Slobber Knocker, people, if you have Audible, okay, go out there and get JR's book, Slobber Knocker, Under the Black Hat. two very good listens, two very good reads. 100%. Those are great fucking books. I really enjoy Slobberknocker. Really good book. So it talks about his history when he, as a child, fucking going all the way into how he got into the business, Mid South, the UWF, Crockett Promotions, WCW, going to the WWF. It's all in there. Slobberknocker. You can go on Audible, bro. We ain't even sponsored, but I'm gonna tell you right now. You can go on Audible. you can go on Audible.
There's some
Go
good
on
books.
Audible. Get an account. You get one. You can get like a little trial, whatever. You get one free credit. That'll get you a book. Get Slobberknocker. Jim Ross actually narrates the book. You'll enjoy it. Trust me.
Yeah.
That was a great read. But Slobberknocker and Under the Black Hat, very, very good books.
Absolutely. Speaking of books, I'm going to take a detour real quick. We're going to cover this real quick because you just made me think of something. So, detour, we'll be right back. Speaking of books, one book that I actually it just hit Audible not too long ago. I actually got to read this before it came out, and it's a Vince Russo book. And it's about TNA. But speaking of TNA, this whole Dark Side of the Ring TNA episode,
The Burial of Dixie Carter.
Oh my goodness.
Shit.
My goodness. A lot came out in those 3 episodes. Very compelling television. And it made me look at Jeff Jarrett in a different light. And we talk about people that have changed the industry and don't get a lot of credit for it. I think the work that Jeff Jarrett did with TNA, according to this documentary, it doesn't get enough flowers. Just what he did, how it came about. It was very reminiscent of the early stages of AEW, of him leaving the WWE, trying to figure it out, deciding, hey, me and my dad are going to start a promotion, and we're gonna build it, and it became TNA, and how it all came together. But just thinking of that, what's your thoughts on that whole Dark Side of the Ring?
I enjoyed the 3 episodes with Jeff Jarrett, and I wish it would have been more. I think they could have covered a lot more, and I think it could have maybe went 6 episodes because you had a lot of content there.
You could have did a lot.
Yeah, but I think for what they did there, just knowing, because I knew a lot of the stuff with Health South and all that, but I did not know that they had footage of basically Jeff Jarrett crashing out in Mexico. He was that messed up, and I that was crazy to see that. After watching it, my respect for Jeff Jarrett grew a lot, more so than it had before. The mere fact that the entire reason why, and I remember when this happened because I was a big TNA fan back in the day when we heard on the dirt sheets that Jarrett was gone from TNA because of supposedly him and Karen Angle sleeping together. She was still with Kurt, which comes out that was bullshit. They were already separated prior to him even going to TNA.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And the fact that Dixie Carter was that vindictive, that because she didn't know anything about their relationship, quote unquote, I want to seize all power. Now it's my time to get rid of.
I'm going to use
Jeff.
this to get.
I'm going to use this to get. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So that kind of showed me her character, somewhat of what she's about, and I understand now after watching this show why she chose not to appear on this, because there is nothing that she can say that's going to change the public's opinion of what she did. Now, I will give Dixie Carter credit that if it had not been for her and her family, TNA would have went out of business a long time ago. I will give them that. But as far as the wrestling side of it, no. I think that if you would have had left Jeff alone with Jim Cornette and Dutch Mantell, Savio Vega, okay, I didn't even think Bruce Pritchard was out there for a little while. You would have left these people alone to do what they were supposed to be doing, then TNA would have been far better off. Because let me tell you something. Me personally, I enjoyed the hell out of TNA prior to Hogan and Bischoff getting there and
Agreed.
changing the identity of TNA, taking away the identity, which was the 6-sided ring, which they got rid of, which made no sense whatsoever to get rid of the 6-sided ring. Bringing in the Nasty Boys, bringing in Orlando Jordan. I think they brought in like Val Venus at one point. I remember Bubba the Love Sponge came in there. They brought in, Scott Hall, Sean Waltman, not their best selves at the time. This is what they were doing, and making the mistake of going head to head on Mondays with WWE. That was a mistake. They should have stayed right where they were, because they were doing pretty good successful numbers on that Thursday night Impact. You know what I'm saying? So they were doing like 1.4 million viewers a week on that show.
Yeah.
So I mean, they were doing that, and they could have kept that momentum, but Hogan and Bischoff come in and they changed a lot of stuff, trying to, I guess, quote unquote, reinvent the wheel, which didn't do anything. And I think Jeff was like, okay, well, got to, get along to play along, I guess. So I'm going to do what I do. But one thing I will say is Karen Jarrett, that's a good woman.
Because most definitely.
Definitely. She's a good woman. The way she took care of Kurt through all his shit, and then the way she stuck by Jeff, especially being there with Jeff after his wife passed away, Jill. I mean, that was just, my God, man.
That was tough.
Hearing those stories and all that. Like my head goes off to Jeff and Karen, to be able to, come together and find each other like that, and make a life for themselves, and still be a part of the business today. And Tony Khan, you need to be using Jeff a lot more than what you're doing. I mean, that's just my opinion. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty good. The fact that Tony Khan was even on there, that shows a lot that he has a lot of respect for Jeff, because this is the guy who owns the promotion, and he's on Dark Side of the Ring. You never see anybody from an active owner come on there and do anything. They're too good for that.
Yeah,
I'm talking about Triple K. Mr. Enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show.
Yeah.
But
enjoy the show as I'm complaining.
you bring up a good point, and my question for in the Tony Khan of it all is the knowledge that he gains from Jeff Jarrett in situations like that, and how much has Tony Khan grown business wise, because he's had people like Jeff Jarrett in his corner to kind of navigate these types of waters. Like, this is what could happen. This is the situations that I've dealt with. How much has he relied on that advice, and how much have we seen him grow as well? But for TNA, particularly for Jeff Jarrett, just business wise, I know that has to be hard, because that's something that you started, and
right.
it's still around, but you're not able to be a part of it. That has to be hard. Like, just seeing it, even seeing where they are now with the whole AMC deal that they had. That's the biggest platform that they've been on, and just seeing that growth of the company, it has to be hard being on the outside looking in. So to do that and talk about it and be respectful to the brand still, because I don't know if I could do that, bro. Like,
well, I think the bigger platform for them was actually Spike TV until they messed
that's true. That's
as far as like recent times, AMC is going to be their biggest platform, but their original big platform where they had full network support,
that's where they got their biggest numbers at.
Yeah, that was Spike. And make no mistake about it, the TNA that's there today is not the TNA of the Jared Dixie Carter era.
No,
it
it's
is
not. It's not.
This is a different TNA. I'm really surprised they haven't brought back the 6-sided ring. Matter of fact, I'm surprised AEW hasn't tried to bring that 6-sided ring in.
That's a good point too. That's a good point. And
make it unique. You got Jeff Jarrett over there. I don't know. Hey, Jeff, Tony Khan, you listening? I got an idea for you. It's for free. All right?
Maybe.
Jeff. Global Force Wrestling, right? You still got it, right? Okay, GFW faction versus AEW faction. Faction Wars. There you go.
I like that.
Blood and guts. GFW crew versus AEW crew.
I like that.
You know, it can be done. Now somebody will say, well, Frank Didi already did that in TNA. He had Global Force versus Impact. Right? Well, yeah, but we're talking about now. We're talking about now. We're talking about, you know, we actually have a company
there's a relevant
money behind it.
Yeah, there's a relevance.
We're on TNT and TBS now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
There's a certain type of legitimacy that you could bring by injecting that into it. So
yeah,
I definitely agree with that. But yeah, with the TNA stuff, it's kind of looking at that documentary, because in hindsight, a lot of people want to point fingers, but you know, the gist of it all is they had something really good in the beginning. And they should have just kept building on it. I understand their financial backer going down kind of hampered it. But
that was crazy.
Yeah. But man, what you had in the beginning, no matter who you got, that should have been part of it. Do not change this formula whatsoever.
And that's what they did. That's exactly what Hogan. It seems like that's exactly what Hogan and Bischoff did, from all accounts.
Changed everything. They changed
the formula.
Yeah.
I mean, what did they say when the first pay-per-view they did? I ordered it. It was Genesis, and you saw the regular 4-sided ring in there, and they said, "Oh, it got you so far, brother, and we're gonna take you further." And then he says, "And I got one last thing to say, Vince McMahon, what you gonna do when TNA runs out on you?" Like, really, bro?
Let it go. Let it go, bro.
Bret Hart literally just came back to the WWE. He helped them beat y'all on the first head-to-head. Even though the first head-to-head got a pretty good ratings, I think people were interested in seeing it. Remember that night Jeff Hardy came back?
Mm-hmm.
Ric Flair debuted and all that. We saw the Fortune faction form and all that. So it wasn't all bad. I mean, I did like Fortune. That was
I did too.
I like Fortune. I actually was a fan of the Jeff Hardy heel turn. I know a lot of people that's questionable for a lot of people. I actually enjoyed it. I wish it could have went further.
Yep,
yeah, I wish it would have went further. I like the aces and eights until they took off the mask.
Now the aces and eights was a really good storyline.
It was until they took off the mask.
Yep. It was a really good storyline. Yeah, they should have
my favorite faction though in the history of TNA. My favorite faction, Main Event Mafia.
Yep. Main Event Mafia. That's what those was the dudes. Yep. Like, I don't know who decided that, but good job.
I don't know, but you that was the faction, bro.
Yeah.
Nash, Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner,
Sting
Kurt Angle, Sting without the paint. Fucking who else was in there? Booker T.
I think Kurt Angle was in that.
He was. He was. Yeah, he was. Yeah. Actually, matter of fact, they just did a photo op together, a reunion photo op at WrestleCon. It was Sting, Booker, Kurt Angle, Kevin Nash, Scott Steiner, Man of the Mafia.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I think they just did it like yesterday. I think, or it might be happening this weekend. But they were all together. Yeah, they're all together right now.
Yeah, that was the faction.
Yeah, Man Event Mafia was the faction. It was a top faction in TNA. Yep. And it was a great group. And it was a legitimate group that could probably rival any other faction, honestly.
Yep. Agreed. All right, man. Before we get out of here, we got one last thing I want to talk about. Let's do it. I know we talked about Tony Khan and the growth of Tony Khan a little bit, but I want to talk about AEW and seemingly where they're going.
Okay.
All In. We're about 30 days away from All In. 29 as of today. We're about 29 days away from All In. And it seems like AEW has completely turned a corner. Been watching the product. They have been way more story driven than they ever have been. You're starting to see things like the Will Ospreay Death Riders angle, which people really didn't like the Death Riders, but now with them and the Will Ospreay of it all, it seems like that story that they're telling has been catching people. You have the rise of Maya World, who was on this show, who is now TNT champion. You have the Mercedes Moné and Willow Nightingale angle that they've been running, and how that has been captivating people. First of all, putting the title on Willow Nightingale, I thought Tekla was a very, very good champion, and unexpectedly took the world by storm with her championship reign. And I thought her passing that baton off to Willow to bring it into All In, they are cooking right now. So just thoughts real quick on where you think AEW is going.
Well, I'm gonna keep a buck here. I have not really been watching the AEW product like I should. I catch little snippets of their product on YouTube. It's like I catch up with a lot of different aspects of sports entertainment on YouTube. But what I did see the Death Riders angle. I did see the fallout from that from the Redemption pay-per-view where Omega attacked Ospreay, which I thought was pretty interesting. My only caveat with saying all that is, why is Bobby Lashley not in the contention for the World Heavyweight Championship? Why has Bobby Lashley not been crowned World Heavyweight Champion?
That's a good point.
AEW. I got a problem with that. I think that they kind of lost focus a little bit, because I know Bobby Lashley got injured at one point, but I think they kind of lost focus when it comes to the Syndicate. And I think they need to turn that back on a little bit. I would like to see the Syndicate actually feud with the Bucks and Omega. I'd like to see that happen. I don't think we've seen that. I know they were a team. Well, essentially, what I'm saying is turn the Syndicate heels is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Dominant heels. Let Lashley go for the World Heavyweight Championship. I think he's in the running for that. I really do. Why that has happened, I don't know, but I think it is positive, especially with some talent acquisitions that could be possibly coming into AEW very shortly. I'm talking about two guys that posted a video the other day. Basically, free men, pretty much. They could be coming in. We could finally be getting that match that we've been wanting to see for many, many, many years, and they've been teasing it, and that could possibly happen. We also could be possibly seeing another friend come in of Mercedes Moné at some point. If she decides that she doesn't want to re-sign with WWE, she also could be coming on. And I'm talking about Bayley.
Yep.
She can come in over there as well. As long as they stay focused, they got a chance here. You're never going to beat the WWE. Get that out of your head. You're never going to beat them. But one thing you do know is this, and people can laugh at this all you want to, laugh it up. I don't give a fuck about what I'm about to say. You only counter program somebody if you are worried about them and you don't want them to grow. That's why you counter program them.
That is
that is why you counter program. Vince used to do that shit all the time to Jim Crockett back in the day. What did Vince say? If you carry the Bunkhouse Stampede, you're not going to get WrestleMania next year. You ain't getting. You're not going to get Mania if you carry that shit, or you carry Starrcade. You're not getting it. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So that's where the Clash of Champions came about, because they kept fucking with McMahon, kept fucking with the Crockett's on pay-per-view. So that's when they hit back, and Turner agreed and all that stuff. Because Ted Turner hated Vince McMahon. Hated him. So anything he could do to get back at McMahon, he would do it. So I see the same thing happening here. And one thing we also need to pay attention to when it comes to AEW and their viability of where it's going to happen for them in the future, we need to pay very close attention to the Paramount Warner Brothers Discovery merger that's happening right now. That's stalled out until 2027 because people are upset about some shit, which they don't understand that, once this bullshit, bogus antitrust lawsuit disappears, the merger is going to go through, and we'll see where it lands. That's what's going to happen. I have no doubt that the merger is going to go through. They just have to get rid of this bullshit. And even new scum from California is even saying that they need to drop this shit because it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt their state.
It's already
Hollywood's, it's going to hurt them if Paramount decides to leave to Tennessee. Now, how this affects AEW is because AEW is on the Turner Networks, which Paramount, Skydance, the Ellisons are going to own that. Yep. And Tony Khan's very, he says he has a very good relationship with the Ellisons as far as that goes. So he's not really worried about where AEW is going to end up. We shall wait and see with that. And even Ari Emanuel came out the other day and was talking about how this lawsuit is bullshit and they need to drop it and let the merger go ahead and go through and go back because they got investment in that as well.
has a stake in that too.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's kind of where we're at with that. And I think if AEW continues on what you're telling me, they continue on and keep pushing talents like a Maya World, who started on the indies, and she was a big part. First saw her and perform in Mission Pro Wrestling not too long ago. And the fact that she has arrived and the tragedy that she's had to endure recently, and the fact that she's able to overcome that and become a champion in AEW, my hat's off to her. That you finally made it to the top. And AEW, my girl who started here, and I was there when she was training at Dog Pound Dojo, Dog Pound Championship Wrestling, Missy Marks. That's another one that you need to sign ASAP.
Immediately. We just had her on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Immediately, bro.
Yeah.
Immediately.
So she's another one. And where's the other girl at that was out there? The baby lookalike. What's her name? Forget her name. You know what I'm talking about? Izzy.
Oh.
Yeah. Izzy Moreno. Yeah. We could probably see that match in AEW.
Probably could.
That would be some shit, right? So the sky is the limit as far as what they can do, where they can go. I just wish
I like what they're doing too.
Syndicate. Yeah,
I like what they're doing.
Put the syndicate more involved in the shows as far as like the World Heavyweight Championship contention.
I think we're working our way towards that. Honestly, I do think we're working our way towards that. It's just the biggest piece of the puzzle is they needed to establish Will Ospreay. That was the biggest piece of the puzzle. And I think after that, you need someone like a Bobby Lashley chasing Will Ospreay.
Do you think that AEW, they should have some type of a pay-per-view where it's built around a Royal Rumble Battle Royal type event? Where the person who wins that gets a shot. And the reason why I say this is because before the Royal Rumble, we always had Battle Royals where you always kind of win a prize. So it's not like AEW would be technically copying them. Wrestling is all recycled any fucking way.
Yeah.
WCW had a 60-man Battle Royal called World War III, where the person who won that would get the first one they did would become the World Heavyweight Champion. The second one they did, 96, the person would get a shot at the WCW Championship. That was won by the first one was won by Macho Man Randy Savage. Mm-hmm. Which Hogan contested that because he said the Giant pulled him out. He never got eliminated, whatever. The next one was the Giant, who eliminated Luger. He got the shot against Hogan. 97 was Scott Hall, who then got the shot against Sting at Uncensored 98. And then 98 was Kevin Nash, who then went on to end Goldberg's streak. And that was like the last World War III. But AEW can do a Battle Royal Royal Rumble type event where the winner of that would get a future heavyweight championship match at a pay-per-view. I think it's time to pull the trigger on that.
Because they do have this concept, but they run it because they're running that at All In. Okay. The casino battle.
The casino battle royal. They've
Yep.
always done that. I remember that. They've
Yep.
always done that. But
they run, if that could be its own event,
yeah,
I think they could get away with it. I think
that
they
would be
could.
the thing. Because
And if they
you
do it
that,
for the men and the women, I think you can establish a lot more.
Because if you have that match, okay, and Bobby Lashley wins that match, that puts Bobby Lashley in contention.
Yeah,
for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yep.
And I think outside of him, and I'm trying to think who else in the roster could fill that mold for the World Championship.
Right now, there's so many people right now in AEW, and that's the thing. That's the thing that's been getting me with AEW is they have made the AEW championship something everybody's chasing for. Even the people that had like Kevin Knight. I think Kevin Knight can hold the AEW championship. I think Kevin Knight is the future of AEW. Point blank, period. He's the TNT champion right now. And I think they did a very good job putting him in that position. You have people like Kyle Fletcher, but I think Kevin Knight can carry AEW. I really believe this. I think you can have him in that position. You can have somebody like a Bobby Lashley in that position. They're young stars like Kyle Fletcher, Bobby Lashley. Hell, even Andrade El Idolo right now is on fire. He could be a champion. Of course, you got MJF. There's so many people who could fill that role. And right now, I think MJF did the best job of putting the target on his back to where everybody wanted that championship. And because he had it, I thought he made that relevant again. And I think Will Ospreay holding it, I think you're going to have somebody like a Bobby Lashley chasing after him. Whoever it was, if it was MJF that was leaving All In as champion, the history between him and Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Syndicate, you could have immediately drawn on that. And I think that's what hurt him. Lashley got hurt and then MJF got hurt. So you kind of had to scrap those plans. But I do think Lashley should be in the top.
And hopefully that's what happens. Hopefully they will get to that point. I did see the Motor City Machine Guns are in AEW now as well.
They've done two good things. And one of them is they're putting importance back on the tag team division. That's a very big thing for them. With Copeland and Christian holding the titles, they've done some things trying to establish younger tag teams. You bring in the Motor City Machine Guns. You have the two guys that may be coming back in. You inject them into the mix. The Young Bucks are in the mix. You have a legit tag team division right now. The second thing that they've done is they put the trios titles on Ricochet and his faction, The Demand. And I think immediately they put some importance on the trios championships. So even if you don't get Bobby Lashley in a championship role immediately, I think in the meantime, because they do have history with The Demand, you can have them feud for a little bit and at least put Bobby on television to where you can establish the Hurt Syndicate as a dominant faction like you used to, and then let him chase the championship. If you have a lot of different ways you can go. But the thing that's really sticking out to me in terms of AEW, we weren't saying this type of stuff a couple of years ago. We weren't saying like you have stories that you could tell because they weren't really telling stories. Now you're on that path. And I like that for them. You have options. I like it.
And that's the thing. You always have options. You don't just have to have one person, Roman Reigns. You have options. Or to a lesser extent, CM Punk.
No, and so that Redemption pay-per-view got a lot of flack because it wasn't star-studded. But the thing that stuck out to me is you had some of the they had a great mix of young talent and established talent on that show. And you've kind of established like these people could be the future of AEW off the strength of that show. So not its best pay-per-view, but that's even why I was saying that, because it was a good pay-per-view. It just wasn't the caliber of pay-per-view that AEW's been doing this year. But they established a lot of good things out of it.
Yeah.
So good stuff coming down the pipeline for them. I'm actually happy for them, because it seems like they're not focusing on competition right now. They're focusing on being the best AEW, and that's the best compliment you can give them. They're focused on being the best company they can be,
and that's the point, man. They have to understand that you can be an alternative.
Yep,
you're not going to be the competition.
Yep, love it for them. But let's get into these final shots and thoughts, my guy.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Final shots and thoughts. Real quick. You guys, we did an episode of Top Rope Soap. Go back, check out that interview with Dave from Top Rope Soap. We did partner up with them. So scan the QR code at the top. Go to topropesoap.com. Buy at least $20 worth of soaps. Enter in code No Gimmicks at the checkout. You will get 20% off all orders, $20 or more. Once again, shout out to Top Rope Soap. Shout out to Dave. And pleasure working with you. They actually have some really good soaps, so please go check them out. Next thing, the merch store. DFPN merch store is coming back online. We will drop that link when it's time. Make sure you go get merch. We have a lot of different merches coming back online, so please go check them out. And as far as No Gimmicks is concerned, we are going to ramp back up on this show. Frank, you'll be seeing a lot more Frank D and myself, a lot more of the independent. We'll provide a lot more balance because the lane is wide open. So we're gonna continue to do what we're doing, but give you guys way more balance on the No Gimmick show. So please stay tuned. Let us know how you're enjoying the show. Follow us, go to the YouTube, subscribe. A lot more content coming your way. Frank D, what you got?
I mean, shit, bro. You said it all right there. I mean, there's nothing else to add to that except what you said. We're going to be pushing out a lot more content. And we're also going to be breaking this show up. So if you don't want to listen through the entire show, we're going to break this up in different clips. The best segments are going to make the YouTube channel. Yep. And you can check it out there. Because I think we said a mouthful today. And it's going to be a lot of things you can basically, you can chew on that bone right there in public. And, and get your thrill there. But other than that, I got nothing. We'll be back next week. Same No Gimmicks time, same No Gimmicks channel. You feel me?
Yep. Absolutely, bro. Well, if you got nothing, I got nothing. Let's get up out of here, bro.
All right. Let's take it. So it's hot outside, people like that. It's very hot outside. So
very.
And we got to make sure we care for our animals out there. We got this screw worm thing going on here. It's crazy. So make sure that you're checking your livestock, your cattle and all that. Make sure you're checking your dogs and cats for any type of bruises and all that shit, because we got the screw worm. The screw worm likes to feed on that. Okay. So make sure you're checking your pets and all that, and help control the pet population. Have your pets spayed or neutered, and don't walk your pets on the fucking hot ass ground, because you wouldn't want to go out there barefoot, motherfucker.
Absolutely.
That's all I got to say about that. And yeah, man, that's it, bro.
All right, man. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to this episode of No Gimmicks. You know what it is. Until next time, be safe. Take care of each other. Enjoy what you're gonna enjoy. Peace.
And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give him no gimmicks.